Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's story time! So this particular video is about my name, LaurelBelle. When I first created my YouTube channel, my guy at the time, now my hubs, was a little worried that I shouldn't use my real name. And he was actually quite right, because I am a flypaper for freaks, and I did indeed get a lovely little stalker who tried to find out quite a bit of information about me. What are you going to do? So I am glad that he mentioned that perhaps I should come up with a channel name, and I thought that was great, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. And I was thinking about what to name my channel. Now, here's something interesting about me. I love the beach. I love Florida. I love the water. I love everything about it. I wanted to be a marine biologist when I was growing up. I wanted to sail the seas and save the aquatic world. I thought it was going to be great, and then life. But so I really love all things like that. But I also had the opportunity to spend a lot of time on my family's dairy farm in Pennsylvania, way up in the Pennsylvania wilds. And I love it there. I love everything about it. I love the smell of the silage in the silo. I love seeing the cows. Like, I love chatting with them, and I know they all have names, and I enjoy every moment of it. And when I was there, it was no worries for me at all to get up real early in the morning and to go down with my uncle and my grandpa and spend time milking them and sweeping out the barn and shoveling poop, and none of it mattered. I just loved all of it. So I find myself being torn between the two places. When I moved to the north for about 5 years, I lived in Rochester, New York for about 5 years. And while I was there, I was actually nicknamed the Southern Belle. They didn't use my name in the office. They were like, well, what does the Southern Belle have to say? And also in Pennsylvania, their mountain flower is called the laurel flower. And I was always intrigued by it. I love it. They have a festival about this laurel flower. It happens once a year. Tons of people come to enjoy the festival and watch the parade. It's a week-long event. It's quite incredible. So what I did was I just combined the two loves. I combined the laurel from Pennsylvania, and I provided Belle because that's what they called me, because that's my connection to Florida and to the South. So hence LaurelBelle. That's how I came to have that name. I thought it was a great name. I still love it. I've actually gotten used to people seeing me on the street and hollering out Laurel, and people who have come to know me on this channel, even though when we become friends, even though once they know my name, they still call me Laurel, and I'm actually absolutely fine with that. It's the name that I have chosen, I guess. I don't know. I really dig it. So there you have that. That's how my name came to be. It's why I have this channel. I thought it was a great combination, and quite wise, as a matter of fact. Now here's where the story gets weird, though. While I lived in Rochester those 5 years, I wasn't that far from the family farm, about 2.5 to 3 hours. And on the weekends, not every weekend, but on some weekends, I would go and spend my time still at the family farm. Now, my grandpa has since passed, and while that devastates my very soul, my uncle is still very much alive, and he now is the sole owner of the farm. And I really enjoy the time that I spend with him there. Now, he made a very odd request of me one day because he wanted to get the family history written down. And I gotta tell you, I'm not a big fan of any of that stuff, but because it was my uncle's ask, and because he wasn't particularly really great with electronics, when he asked, I couldn't help but say yes. So I would come down the weekends, and we joined Ancestry.com, and we did a whole bunch of research, and it kind of sucked me in. I really started to enjoy it. I had a blast. We would laugh, and we enjoyed looking over old articles that we found, and the history of our family was so rich and fascinating. I really loved it. So we went through, that is on my mom's side. So my mom's brother, my mom's father, and then on back. And it was a fascinating thing. I really enjoyed it. Then, I guess if you fast forward, here I am in Florida. I never took the opportunity to do my dad's side, mostly because I don't know much about my dad's side. He kept us very much away from his family. I never met my grandmother. I don't know that much about any of his siblings other than real quick meetings with them. So not a lot of time to spend to get to know them. So I started doing a little bit of research, and it took a moment for the leaves, the little leaves that you like, the hints, to start coming in. Now I got to, of course I put my information on my dad, and I was trying to find, you know, his dad and his mom. And that's when it happened. The name of my dad's parents came in. Now, mind you, never talked about them. I didn't know anything about them, as a matter of fact, at all. But when I saw the name of my grandmother, you could have knocked me over with a feather, because her name is LaurelBelle. How weird is that? Now, I know you're probably thinking to yourself, well, he had to have mentioned her at some point in time. No, because remember, my dad was a torturer in life, and he didn't want to talk about anything to do with his family. He kept us away from the family. We weren't supposed to know anything about them. And yet, her name is LaurelBelle. Like, how does that even happen? It's the weirdest thing, right? When I picked the name, it had nothing to do with an individual, right? It was the mountain laurel. They called me the Southern Belle. I just kind of put them together. But her name is LaurelBelle. So I feel a very strong connection to this lady, that I somehow have something very similar, like we almost share a name, and I'm struggling finding information about her. She's passed. Most of his family is passed, and I've never seen a picture of her. I don't have any stories about her other than she's just a part of my lineage. And interestingly enough, her lineage took me all the way back to Scotland. And that's a story for another day. But I just wanted to share that with you. I thought that you would find that kind of, I probably should have done this on Halloween because it's kind of a creepy, weird story. And I don't know, other than I wasn't expecting it. I was very shocked by it. But I feel so close to her now that even though I've never seen her picture, I don't know what kind of person she was, I have something to share with her. And that really kind of touches my heart. I think that's, I don't know, that's pretty cool. I like it. So that's really it. That's all I wanted to share for this particular video. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I certainly have had a great time spending a few minutes with you. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, take a moment to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Really would appreciate it. That thumbs up is so important. It is very encouraging. So I appreciate it, whether you do or not. I really do appreciate you. Until the next time, take care and have a wonderful wherever and whenever you are. Bye.